And thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. We're going to dive into Genesis chapter 42, finish out the chapter this today. But we do have a song for you because it's Worship Wednesday. The song is called What a God. And so make sure to click on the link above or below this video. It brings you to YouTube. It's a fantastic song. I love the bridge to this song. If like the highest place that we can go is the feet of Jesus, then like we've done it all. Like we've achieved it, to be at the feet of Jesus. If all that we see is the glory of God, we've seen it all. Like it's his love that actually changes our life. And so I just want to encourage you, as you listen to this powerful song, would you eliminate distractions? Would you just try to get in a lone place, maybe put some earbuds in and just allow this song to be your anthem, to be your prayer? So I want to encourage you to do that. Well, let's dive in now. Make sure to do this after we get into the Word of God. So let's pick up the story in Genesis chapter 42 and starting in verse 23. Remember that Joseph was talking to his brothers. His brothers came to him. He didn't reveal his identity, but his brothers were experiencing famine where they were at. Joseph is in charge of the grain because God gave him the ability to interpret the dream. Pharaoh put him in charge, and they stored up all this grain. So now Joseph's brothers now are there to buy this grain, and listen to what happens. And he's testing them and saying that, hey, you got to make sure to go back now. If you're not spies, go and get your younger brother Benjamin. Now, verse 23 says, of course, they didn't know that Joseph understood them. This is very sneaky of Joseph. Listen what happened. For he had been speaking to them through an interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep. When he regained his composure, he spoke to them again, and then he chose Simeon from among them and had him tied up before their eyes. So obviously, Joseph's in a real tough spot here because he wants to reveal his identity. He sees his brothers, but yet he still chose not to. Pretty sneaky that he spoke to him through an interpreter. Then when his brother started speaking, he could understand that. Very, very sneaky there. But he chose Simeon to stay there. Remember, he's going to bring, he had them go back to their land and fill them with grain. But one thing that he did, and I think out of kindness and generosity, he told his manager to fill sacks of grain, but then put back the treasure that they had brought for payment. So basically, they were to go back, and they didn't pay for it. So very interesting. We'll discover why Joseph did that later on. Okay, so that's what happens for many of the verses. But I want to just pick up the story when they get back home and they're talking to their father Jacob. When they had emptied their sacks, verse 35, there is in each man's sack was a bag of money he had paid for the grain. The brothers and their father were terrified. When they saw the bags of money, Jacob exclaimed, "You are robbing me of my children. Joseph is gone, Simeon is gone, and now you want to take Benjamin too? Everything is going against me." Then Reuben said to his father, "You may kill my two sons if I don't bring Benjamin back to you. I'll be responsible for him, and I promise to bring him back." But Jacob replied, "My son will not go down with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he is all that I have left. If anything should happen to him on your journey, you would send this grieving white-haired man to his grave." And so they were, they said, "Hey, we have to bring back Benjamin. That's what this guy said. That's what this governor said." And Jacob's like, "There's no way. My son Joseph is already dead, and now Simeon is gone, and now you want to take, that's not going to happen." And so he's grieving. He's not understanding why he's going through what he's going through. And I know that there are times in our lives where we can think the same way, where it seems like nothing is going our way, and it seems like maybe even God is distant. But I want you to take some moments today as you're listening to this song to understand that God is perfect. He is supreme, that He is above and beyond anything that we can comprehend, and that He is in control, and that His timing is perfect. And that if we can acknowledge who He is, and if can walk with Him through the journey, just like how Joseph walked through and becoming a slave and being falsely accused and being in prison for many, many years, but yet still honoring the Lord through it all. God is so good. And we can learn and grow through that journey. Our circumstances may not seem perfect, but we can be in an alignment in His will if we allow Him to. It's allowing God to be with us, to have Christ in us through every circumstances that we face. And then it's just acknowledging what a God we serve. What a privilege and honor that we have access to Him. And so, would you choose to go to Him today and experience His presence and hear His voice? Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune tomorrow for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.